Hello and welcome to another We Draw Together. I'm Rhett, your host, and I have some of my good friends here with me today.
Isaac, age 9. Levi, age 8. Savannah, I am 7.
Awesome. 8, 7, and 9. And today we're going to be drawing Tom and Jerry. Yes, so
The show.
let's go ahead and get started. So, right about in the middle of the page, right dead smack in the middle, we're going to do an upside down Hershey Kiss. So it's going to have a flat top, and it's going to be about this big too, and it's going to be a fat Hershey Kiss. So it comes like this and like this. Upside down Hershey Kiss, flat top, and a bottom that comes down like that.
Yeah, I can actually see it like it's a real Hershey Kiss.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a real Hershey Kiss. And then you can go ahead and fill in if I just drew a line across the top there, I'm going to fill in underneath like that. Okay, excellent. Now this next line is a little tricky. It's got a certain way that it curves. It starts down here on this side, just a little bit past where the tip of your Hershey Kiss points down. It starts like this and it goes kind of a sharp curve like this, but it goes into a much rounder curve, and then it comes all the way to the middle of the Hershey Kiss on top. It's almost like you're drawing a heart or something, where you have kind of a pointy bottom to it, but then it rounds out all the way around like that. Okay, and then the next one we're gonna do,
Kind of like an eel.
yeah. Next one's gonna come right from that same spot, and it's gonna be a flat curve that comes out this way, and it kind of starts and stops on the same level of your paper, you know, the up and down part. Yeah, like that. And then we're gonna draw, starting right here next to this one, but not touching it, it's next to it, we're gonna do a line that's kind of like this one, where it comes down here like this, and then it has that sharp curve at the end. The sharp curve at the end makes the bottom of, and then that one's gonna touch the other one.
Yikes, this is hard.
This is a hard one. This is a real hard one.
I don't even know why I picked this one.
Well, I think it's a good one. It's a good test. Yeah. Good way to practice. Okay, so now we're going to do a U, and the U is going to touch both of these lines. So you can start with that part, but the U is going to go back like this at an angle. So you're going to have the U that comes like this. Yeah, there you go. Good. And now, why don't you come down out of the bottom of this U, and you're going to come down about this far, and then you're going to have a curve at the end like this. Curve at the end. And then now you're going to take this line, and now you're going to curve it. It's going to go up and then over the other way to the bottom of this thing. So you kind of go like that to the bottom of his other nose part.
It looks like
Good.
It looks like Tom's trying to eat Jerry.
Yeah. Once we put Jerry in there, then he will definitely be afraid for his life.
Well, he doesn't look like he's afraid for his life on that picture.
No. That picture is a secret that nobody knows about. Okay, here we go. Now, you're going to draw a line that comes out of here and just curves right about to the middle, but it doesn't touch the bottom. And then now start another line that touches that one, and it comes out to the side and curves down on that one. Good.
Yeah, didn't we have...
There you go.
Sticking out his tongue. He has a small tongue.
A tiny tongue. Okay, now for this eye. You see about how long it is from the top of this thing to the bottom of his mouth? About that much space? Well, that's about how big we're going to make his eye, if you want to use that as a judge. But we're going to start right here at the top of this. It's going to go up like this, and it's an oval. So it's curved like that on the top. And then a long curved line that comes down this way.
It looks like a bunny ear.
Yeah, it kind of looks like ears or something on him.
If you guys want to make this challenging, imagine that you're at American Got Talent.
Okay, okay. And next, this eye is going to come, it's going to actually curve in a little bit. This one's going to kind of come like this, and it's going to curve in, and it's not going to come as high as this one. And then you can make the curve at the top, like that. And then, same thing, it's going to kind of curve
I have a small
the same way, like that.
I have a small under eye.
That is okay.
Why be able to make me?
Okay, now we're going to do a small circle that's an oval on the inside here.
Hey.
Kind of looks fun, like somebody from the SpongeBob.
And now
That crab.
another circle on the other eye, or oval. And then we're going to color this in later. He has green eyes. So now just start right about up here, and you're going to draw a line that comes around your circle. Comes around your circle. Nice. All right. And now in between his eyes, at the top here, he has these 3 little upside down U's. And the one in the middle is bigger than the other 3. So make the one in the middle a little bit bigger, it comes up higher. And then the other 2 kind of just go like that.
They look like a mountain because the M is terrorizing me.
Now we're going to draw a line that starts right by his eye, right here. And this line is going to be a curve that goes like this. I'm going to show you with my pen before I actually draw it. It's going to start here, and it's going to curve up to about here, a little bit above where this top of that upside down U comes. So you can just draw it just like that. Okay, so that's going to be where we draw. We're going to do his eyebrow right here, and this eyebrow is going to come like this. It's going to come off of that line and then curve over. Off that line and curve over, and then you're going to have another line that goes on top that's going to make a moon for his eyebrow.
Eyebrow.
So once you do one curve like this, do another curve that's bigger that goes on top and kind of makes a moon shape, and then fill that in.
This is like the old movies where they just use black
It kind
and
of
white.
looks like a dog.
Black and white? Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of does look like a dog.
Like the baby dog in the movie.
Well, the dogs and the cats and the mice and stuff on these shows they kind of all look alike. Okay, now we're going to put one little mark in here right above the eyebrow that just goes like that. It's the same exact curve that we've done on the top and bottom, just another one there. Okay, and now let's go ahead and do his other eyebrow. It's going to come, look, I'm going to draw it over his eye. It comes a little bit outside of his eye on this side and a little bit outside of his eye on this side, and it's a nice curve like that. And then you do your curve that's on top like that and fill it in.
Wait, how did you do that?
I drew this line that's coming, the first one, start above his eye, and you're kind of following the curve of the eye. You're drawing a upside down U, or a little hill, and then another one that's bigger that makes it look like a moon.
Then color it in.
Yeah. And now we have where we're going to draw this line. It's going to come right over his eyebrow, and so you can just, don't worry about his eyebrow if your eyebrow, Savannah, is a little bit lower. We're about coming right over it. Go ahead and just draw your line that comes at a curve like this to about the center of the eyebrow. This is going to be the top of his head, so we're just drawing it straight, and it's going straight across, but it has a little bit of a curve to it. And then let's see if we can give him some of these little hairs that are at the top of his head. He has 2 of them. And you start right here where your line was, and you come out. Sorry, I have a dinosaur in my pocket.
That wars all the time.
So you start right here, and you come and you curve it out almost. It comes almost to this other eyebrow.
I might have done it a little too tall.
Oh, that's okay. And then start at the tip, and now this is going to get fatter as it comes back, but not too much. These are thin, if you can do it that way.
Mine
Well, mine is kind of
couldn't be able to reach the eyebrow.
That is okay. And then I'm going to do one more on top in here. And we have his 2 hairs. And now, is about as big as his face is, that is how big we're going to do his ear out here.
Whoa.
And it's going to start right in here, and it's going to come out like this, a little bit of a curve like that, and then big curve out like that. Holy moly, mine might be too big.
Oh my.
Mine didn't have too much room for Jerry. He might be huge by eating all that food.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem. Okay, next we're going to take it from that line and draw another line that just gets fatter, and it comes about to here. So it starts at the tip, and then it's also a curve, but it gets fatter as it comes towards his head. And now put a little curly Q at the end of that. A little...
Oh, I didn't do that.
Oh, that's okay. You can do yours right here. Just like that. That's good. And then now start at the tip and go like this. It gets a little fatter, and just a little one like that. It just starts at the tip, and it curves down more to make it look more like a wave, where it's thin and pointy at the end and fat like that. And then now let's do another one. But this one's going to curve just out. So this one can curve out like that and curve down, and then let's start at that tip and go back again. And then one more. You can just do a little whoosh, whoosh. Good. Okay, and then now we're going to take this and let's put a little curve on that, because this is now going to come back out. So let's get that line curved and turned around and ready to come back out. And now we're going to draw from there a curve that comes out like this. And it doesn't come as far out as the ear does. And then we're going to start on the tip of that one and do the same thing that we've been doing, where you do a little curve back. But this one's just a little one. It doesn't come very far. And then one more of those. It's got a curve like this, but this is even a shorter one. It doesn't come out as far as the one above it.
Starting to look like Tom.
Yeah.
It does not. It still looks like a chicken.
Oh yeah.
Now we're going to follow the curve of the bottom of his mouth and put in a line that just goes like this and around. It just comes around the bottom like that.
This is his chin, right?
Yeah, this is like his lip and chin, yeah. And the reason we did that line first is now we're going to take this line and it's going to curve like this and come down and then curve back, and it's going to run right into the side of his...
I don't have enough room to do that.
No, that's okay. And now that I've finished this part of his face and I'm looking at mine, I'm going to take the bottom of his cheek. If y'all want to do this, you can, but the bottom line actually comes out a little bit further. So I took mine, it was right about here, and I just made the bottom line of that cheek dimple.
I didn't.
That U, like that. Okay, and now you may not have enough room for this, Savannah, but this last part we're going to come down and put some little fur things like that, and this just comes almost right to the edge of his lip. It just comes down the side of his mouth. It sort of follows the same angle as his mouth, and it has these two little lightning strike
I could do it.
jaggedy parts there. Oh, good, good. Okay. And the next one, his cheek is going to come out like this. He has a nice chubby cheek. And, well, first before we do that, we've got to make this line right here just go ahead and curve on up. And this is a little curve that comes out like that. And it hits the bottom of his nose.
But it doesn't connect.
It doesn't have to connect.
Mine did.
You can. Go ahead and connect it.
Yeah, I guess I will connect it. Still looks like a chicken.
But let's give ourselves a little bit of a curve like this coming off of this line. Just like that. Because this will set us up to have a nice little chubby cheek on this side. And his cheek is going to start right about here. Almost in the middle of that line that we just did. But more towards the bottom. And it's going to come. This is kind of hard because you're drawing these at an angle. But his cheek has those jagged parts in it. And it comes all the way out. And you want this to kind of have a curve that's coming out and around. And that's hard to do. Good, Savannah. Good, fellas.
He looks like he has a huge hand. 6 fingers.
Good. Okay, awesome. And now let's give him those whiskers. He has 2 on each side. 1, 2.
This was easy.
And then 1 and 2.
Mine's like, hey.
Okay, now we're going to start almost at the tip, but a little bit inside on his ear. So not the tip. Don't bring it down starting there. I'm going to start a little bit, probably right about here. And this line is, see where your line's going to go before you draw it. That's always a good method. But my line's going to end up here on that cheek thing. So it's going to come down like this, curve this way first. It's curving this way, and then it's going to come back and curve this other way.
Mine looks like a banana ear.
Banana ear?
You would love to eat that.
I would. I like bananas. I like yellow.
I don't. I
hate bananas.
Okay.
I don't like bananas, but I like the color yellow. I only like banana Laffy Taffy.
Okay. So now for our next part, and it's going to start on the top of his bottom hair. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're starting in between the hairs. And this line's going to go like this, and it's going at an angle because we're going to continue that line out here. Oh, I'm almost out of room. But we're drawing this thing up, and it's going to go probably in between his 2 eyes. This is about where you're going to draw your ear tip to the in between his 2 eyes. And then that line, same as we've been doing, is going to start at the tip. It's going to curve the same way as it comes back to his head. And it's going to get fatter as it comes back. And now we're going to do, if you can do this is kind of hard. Start not at the tip, but down a little bit. We're going to start on the edge of the ear, and now we're going to draw one more line that comes like this back down towards his head. Good. That's going to be the inside of the ear. And then just on the outside of his eyebrow, you're going to give yourself one more line that follows the curve of the eyebrow, like that. A big one, and then a small one right behind it. Just somewhere out there, out here on the left of his left eyebrow, well, his right, our left when we're looking at it, but those 2 little lines that are just like that. Good. Okay, now it's time for Jerry, right?
Yes, I think.
Okay, he is almost the exact same as Tom.
Size.
The way that we're going to draw him. So let's do that. Upside down Hershey Kiss. This is going to be a much smaller one.
Yikes.
Upside down Hershey Kiss somewhere out here. A little tiny one. And if you don't get the white part in the middle, look, I just filled mine in, and it's okay if you don't include the white part.
I did.
Do we color that part in?
Yeah, you can color that part in. And then now we're going to do, coming out of the bottom of this thing, and we'll just do it right in the center. This is going to have a part that goes like this, and then it curves around to the top, and it can touch the top.
It looks like a butterfly.
And now same thing here. Yeah, it kind of does look like a butterfly. A line on top that goes like this, straight out, but it's at a curve. And then let's go ahead and do that. The sharp curve on the bottom. And it's going to come up like this, but those lines don't touch. And then now, do you remember this part? How you do a U across here like that? A U. And then now we're going to take that line. It starts in the bottom of the U. It comes down like this at a curve. And then it's going to come up like this to the bottom of, right about the center. Almost the center of where his nose is. Yeah, good. And then remember how to do that tongue? Where you draw a curved line like this.
I hope I have a better tongue.
You can, if you're out of room, then I'm going to do my tongue like this. Just one curve, that's it. Because when you fill this in, that's going to look really cool, you know, if your tongue just looks like that. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't have enough room.
That is just fine. And then let's go ahead and put we're doing things in a different order. But let's put that curve on the bottom. The one that follows his mouth. It's that U that follows the curve in the mouth.
Wow, mine.
And now let's draw a curve that comes at the top, from the top, middle top of this thing, around like this. It kind of follows that curve, but then it comes to the top of this lip that we just drew, just like that. He's got nice chubby cheeks too.
Chubby cheeks.
And now let's do his eyes, and they kind of come back at an angle. If you're drawing your eye, it's going to be the same as Tom's, where they're big and like that, but they kind of come a little bit back at an angle like that. Now we're going to do this little oval in here for his eyeball.
This side first.
And now for that other eye that comes out of the other side, and this eye that comes out the other side is not as big.
Aww.
And then put your eyeball in there.
Oh, mine looks so adorable.
Yeah, it does. Okay, now Jerry has 2 eyelashes. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, good. Now we're going to take a line that starts right next to his eye. It follows his eye. And then it comes up here. And now it starts to curve. We're going to flatten out his head. His head's going to be, you know, a flat curve on top. Flat curve, that doesn't sound like it makes any sense. But go ahead and bring that flat curve, that line, all the way back here. It's going to be past his eye. Past his right eyeball. Okay, and now let's give him those hairs on top. You can just go 1, and then start at the tip and get bigger. And then let's do another hair in there. 1 more. You can bring that hair, the top of that one, down like this, and it can come to the top of his eyeball.
Oh, I already closed it up.
Oh, that's okay. So now let's do his ear, and I did not leave enough room because his ear is as big as his face. And actually, before we do the ear, let's draw this one line that just comes like this. And it's at a curve that starts at the edge of the lip, and it's going to come out, and it opens his head up, bring it out like this, and about the same level as his nose. And now this is how big his ear is going to be. It's going to, I wish I had more room, but mine's going to go off my page even. It's going to come out at an angle like this,
Whoa.
and then it's going to come at a big angle like this, and you're going to make this a harder or sharper curve on the tip. But these are big. Let's see if I can just follow my page there.
Ta-da!
Good.
How do you connect it
I think Jerry ate too much.
We'll see if you can do it like this, where it comes out at a curve like this. This one's coming at a big curve like that, and then this is going to be a sharp curve.
Okay.
Sharp curve at the end.
There's a big monkey ear.
That's okay. Okay, and so let's bring this line that we made, let's bring it up a little more now that we have our ear in there. This one's going to come up past the line that it was intersecting. And then now we're going to start here and draw a curve that comes like this, and then it's going to come all the way out to the edge like that. So it starts at a curve inside here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now it's time to do his body. So we're going to start with his shoulder, and his shoulder is right here on his cheek. It starts like this, and do it a U like this.
Reach up shoulder.
And now this side of the U is just going to come down just a little bit. Just a little. And then it's going to have a little flip on the end of it. And then this is just going to be a short one too that just kind of comes at an angle like that. It comes around and like that. And now we're going to draw his fingers, and they're just going to come 1, 2, 3, and they're just these little U's. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
And now draw that line right on his fingers at where we stopped that finger, and just draw it over like this, and it can come right in here and stop somewhere right in there. Good. And I've actually got a little bit of room here. I'm just going to put a little like that. And now let's draw this line. This one is going to start right about here, close to his chin, and this is going to be a big U, not too big, that comes around and then hits the bottom of his hand or his wrist, somewhere like that. Starts close to his lip, comes around and down, then all the way around till it hits his hand on the other side. Now we're going to draw this line that comes out of his lip. It's above that line that we just drew, and it's just a short curve that comes like that. Short curve that comes out like that.
No, Jerry might have ate a lot of food. No, that is only like the sign on his tummy. Wait, no, that's his tummy.
And let's do this line that comes like this. This is at a curve, and it intersects this one, and it actually comes past it on one side just a little bit, and then like that on the other side, and then that's going to be fingers on the other side. 1, 2, 3. But now let's not forget about his thumb. We'll put a thumb in, and that's going to be back here. Thumb.
Thumb.
Good. And then you can just close that thing. Connect the fingers to the thumb.
I already did.
Good, that's fine. Good. And now start somewhere at his hand where it makes the most sense that it would be the size of his arm. And now draw a line that goes back to his body. If you've got your hand kind of off of his body like I do.
I don't. Line.
That's okay. Now we're going to draw a line that is the back of him. He's going to be sitting down and kind of in the splits. And this line starts a little bit off of this one at the bottom of the arm, and it goes whoosh.
Where? Where's whoosh?
This is his tail part.
This is going to be the top of his leg. Now his leg's going to come off of here like this, that way. And it's also going to come from the edge of, start below your little circle and draw this other one out like this. And you can go ahead and draw a curve across the bottom of his belly that curves down and comes out here to the edge to the other side.
I did the tummy.
This is going to be a long curve that comes all the way across there. And now for his feet, they're kind of easy. You draw this U like this, or even like a bean. Go ahead and make it like a bean, and you can close it in like a bean. And then he has this little thing at the end where it's like his little toe. So you just draw one line like that.
Oh.
Toby.
And now let's do another line on the other side that comes out of his belly and curves down, and then another line that comes connecting to that line that also curves down a little bit. And then go ahead and put you a little bean on the other side.
Little bean.
And then you can even do a little line right here if you want a little extra something
Like
that just goes like
karate?
that.
Does it look like the man doing karate?
Yeah, he does. He looks like he's going to karate Tom's
Tom.
face. Okay, now for his tail. This is a little tiny tail,
Like it's wearing a dress.
and it can just come out like that. Curve. Two curves. Curves one way, then curves back the other way. And now you can just start at the tip and do that like we've been doing, where it starts thin and gets thick. And let's not forget Jerry's last part here. Whiskers.
Oh yeah, whiskers.
And his belly.
Okay, well, we finished ours and we're going to color, so y'all color yours too, and we'll see you at the end. So, boom! Well, we finished coloring ours then. I think it turned out pretty good. Levi, yours looks like
Karate mouse.
Karate Mouse. I love a good Karate Mouse.
And a normal Tom.
And how about yours, Isaac?
I didn't finish mine.
Are you going to finish it with the orange and the yellow circles that'll look like Looney Tunes? That'll be really cool.
Maybe.
It looks like he's got his head in an orange right now
And it's not
until you finish it. Mine looks like they're really happy, but we all know that that's going to end soon as they will finish with this picture and get back on the chase. How about yours, Savannah?
My Jerry is as big as my Tom's head, and the Tom's like, hey!
Oh, he's doing that voice.
Can I see?
Well, awesome. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did drawing these. Keep drawing out there. Subscribe and like and share with your friends. And join us again next time for another We Draw Together! Yay!
Bye guys! Karate chop! Like Savannah and Daddy!
All right, way to go. Good job.
That was fun.